Along the south shore of Iceland, a blizzard raged over Hekla, the ice mountain. Dark forces like the wings of vultures surfed the winds, threatening the mountain. In sheltered caves, the elves clustered around their fires, watching and listening to the endless wuthering and whining of the winds, and the silent, driving snow piled huge drifts that changed the landscape drastically. An unlucky plane crashed in the endless range and was quickly buried, all on board perishing. Dazed, their spirits clambered beyond the buried wreckage, knowing not where to go. "I think we're dead now." "Yes, most definitely." "But we're still here." "Well, we are, and we're not." "I'm certain no one could ever find this. I'm sure the wind must have blown us way off course, and I don't know for how long we were out of radio contact." The spirits communicated with each other. A very old gentleman stood in the buried darkness. The etheric stag stood near him. Von Plettenburg spoke. "Am I alive or dead?" "Alive," said the stag, "but you don't have much time. There is very little air." The snow was deep, fresh, and soft, which cushioned the landing, and the tail is still sticking out, visible, but not for long. The transponder is sending signals, and they are on their way. "Von Plettenburg, I have to get my briefcase. All my notes are in there. A very important and highly secret weapon. All the details are known only to me. It would make a difference to the future of the world." He pulled it down and saw the corpses littered all around, men, women, children. How did I miss this? Probably because I'm so deaf and was fast asleep, I didn't even realize we were going down. "Nobody realized until the last second, Magister," said the stag. "Come with me. Follow me carefully, and we will get you out. I can hear the helicopter already. You are the only one, you know. This is very difficult terrain for the rescuers." They reached the rear of the plane as the door was getting prized open, and he fell into their hands. "I have one alive. Winch me up," radioed one of the rescuers. Magister von Plettenburg felt he was dreaming. A space-suited figure bore him into the sky, blanket flapping in the icy wind. Hands gathered him into a small space in the helicopter, while he clutched at his precious briefcase. Security officer said, "Well, we'll take that." No, very important documents. It must stay with me at all costs. You cannot take it from me." It was gone. Von Plettenburg awakened in the hospital in Akureyri to the sight of various medical and non-medical faces peering over him. "Police officer, where did you get this? Who are you? How did you survive?" "I'm just an old poet," he said softly. "These are my notes. I know some ancient languages. It's poetry, but very beautiful. You would never understand, but it's precious to me. My name is St. Plata, Werner. I used to be professor of ancient literature and languages at the University of Dresden. long ago, but I still write poetry. Will you give me my briefcase now? We'll hold it for further investigations. Do you remember anything about the crash? No, sir. I was in deep sleep and I had my earplugs in. Anyway, I'm deaf, so I had no idea until I woke up in the dark. How did you know to move to the rear of the plane? The investigators were suspicious that he was really their target in a changed form. No one could survive a crash like that. He was definitely not normal. Well, that's easy. It's obvious to go up the incline. Instinct, really. I don't know, but I'm very grateful for the rescuer. The doctors motioned away the investigators. Dr. Behrens said, "Time for his injection. The professor needs to sleep now." Invisibly, in the corner of the room, lurked the phantom Michael. My target, the man I failed to kill at the Moldavian embassy. He's here in my range. Who knew he was on that flight? How did he survive? Such a good liar. He has the investigators truly fooled. Using her etheric body, Frida drifted in, eyeing Michael with suspicion. "Are you after his list?" she hissed. "He has the list of candidates and you are trying to steal it. You want to tamper with it. I know you." The spirit of fire was watching this amusing scene. "That was no list, you idiot phantom," said the fire spirit. But he made sure. The etheric stag was guarding Von Plettenburg. He was important. The spirit knew where the Foreign Office had put the papers they had taken from his briefcase. The investigators were convinced they had stumbled upon the secret documents with all the codes for the Whirling Yantra. They also thought this old man was none other than the inventor of the Whirling Yantra himself. The spirit of fire copied every page with his mind's eye, deactivated the security system with an electrical fault, and inspired some local delinquents to set the building on fire with some illegal fireworks, ensuring the papers were completely destroyed. The spirits of Frida and Michael did everything possible to rescue the precious papers, but to no avail. Michael said, "It was probably the elves. They control everything in these parts. They're so capricious." Both etheric forms vanished behind the rising evening mists. The spirit of fire descended into his favorite volcano, Hekla, not far from Eyjafjallajökull, the mountain under the Iceland glacier, tickling her spirit as he descended into the crater. "When shall we dance, my sweet?" he called as he floated down to the lava core. Von Plettenburg gently slipped the plastic needle out of his vein and let the liquid dribble onto the floor harmlessly. He turned his mind deep within, and he moved carefully, checking each part of his body. Everything was in order. A few poisonous drops had entered, it is true, but they were quickly neutralized and the blueness faded. Dr. Behrens had been sent in by the Foreign Office to take care of the target once and for all. Von Plettenburg and St. Plata were both alter egos of the venerable wizard. The FO was doing everything possible to gain control of his extraordinary invention, the Whirling Yantra, and on the other side it also wanted the Nargonosine transmitter from Helmut Schmitz. Von Plettenburg began this soundless chant, oriented his mind to the source, and drew in waves of light, power, and stillness. The venerable Father Wizard caused a mist of forgetfulness to emanate from his room into the surrounding corridors, and the medical staff forgot about him altogether. He saw the etheric stag at the foot of the bed and beckoned him. "Come, let us fly together and survey the state of the world." Von Plettenburg gathered the ashes of all the papers from the fire and restored them. He placed them carefully in his briefcase, and they passed into the night sky. His body lying in deep tranquility, protected from any prying eyes of the medical staff or agents from the FO by the forgetting mist.